Coming to you from the dining room table at East Barbary Lane, welcome to a new episode of Full Circle, the podcast. A visit to our home where we squeeze a few headlines through our decidedly queer lens and see what happens. This episode is brought to you by Decanted Jug Wine, the fan running in the background to keep me alive, and my last queer nerve.
I am your host, Charles Tyson Jr.
And I am your host, Martha Madrigal. Welcome to the Full Circle table.
Hi, baby.
Hi. I just figured I'd get the fan thing out of the way because I know it's driving you insane, but I am like nauseously hot.
It is, and I understand.
Yep, it's as quiet as it's going to be. And thank you, because, yeah.
Uh-huh.
We have one register in this room, and it just doesn't do the trick when we're sitting here. For some reason. Without a fan. So there's a fan.
Okay.
Yeah, well, anyway. How are you?
I'm fine. Happy day before our anniversary.
Happy day before our OG anniversary.
Yes.
So we used to celebrate the anniversary of our first date, which was July 14th, 2012.
Yes.
So tomorrow marks the 13th anniversary of our first date.
Yes.
One could argue the first time we had sex is also...
Because you were a little fast ass.
That's it. As I said at our wedding, we've known one another for 24 years. That ain't fast. But whatever. So, Pride Month is over.
Hallelujah. We made it.
It's a busy month.
It is.
I realized the 4th of July weekend, we did not celebrate Independence Day, God knows.
Well.
But that was the first weekend since like April that we have had an entire weekend off with nothing to do.
It's
and
true.
Nowhere to be.
Yeah. I mean, we had hot dogs and hamburgers and sat in front of the television and we watched Sinners, which we'll get to.
Yeah, we had cookout-like food without going out in the heat because it's been warm.
Right. And we didn't do fireworks because of the dog.
Yeah, the dog does not like fireworks.
But barbecue is really all I care about for July 4th because, reasons.
You had your mama's potato salad?
Yep.
I did that. Yeah, it was fine. I mean, it was, but it was just glorious because we got to relax.
Indeed.
Except for Sunday, when I spent a couple hours completely reimagining, rebranding, and repurposing the trans support group that Elizabeth and I have run for the last many years.
Yeah. You were reinventing.
Let's just say they weren't answering our questions. They weren't being forthright. We really, really tried hard. Our community center in Philadelphia is in a state of massive change and flux. We hear they're selling the building. Depending on who you talk to, there, will be a future or there won't be. I mean, there's so much happening right now, but we were just trying to get some answers so we knew where we stood financially, and we couldn't get them. Instead, we were removed as administrators from the Transway page. That's what happened. And we made the decision immediately, we can't do this correctly without that kind of control over who has access to the group.
Right.
And so a lot of things happened, but we made the decision to move forward. We estimated there were about 90 active participants. We've got now 100 and 14 last you looked.
Something like that, yeah.
Members in the new iteration, which is Transformation Collective.
Yeah.
And the F is capitalized. as if, we visualize a whole bunch of trans folks standing together.
In formation, yes.
In formation. And I love the word collective.
As do I.
So we did do that, but we did that from the sofa. Anything I do from the sofa doesn't feel like work at all. The dog's cuddled up next to me. So it was fine, but, we had to do that because we skipped 1 week, and we've never, between the two of us, we have never skipped a Thursday since Elizabeth took over 12 years ago. We're there.
Right.
And I've been there for a solid 5. And we have never let a Thursday go by. But the center was going to appoint an overseer. I'm just going to use that word. A paid employee to attend all of our meetings. And that did not sit well because there's no one on their staff who has ever even been to a Transway meeting, let alone understands what happens or the cadence of it or who the long-term members are or how it operates. Or nothing. They understand nothing.
Right.
So that was insulting. And, yeah. Anyway.
Next.
Exactly. So we did what we had to do to get it up and running. And then this past Thursday we were there, 22 members on the call, which is, a healthy number of folks for any week. But yeah, we're moving on. There is an article in PGN. We can actually link to it in the episode notes that tells our story and quotes a press release from the center that is, shall we say, thin and full of holes. But whatever. I mean, when you have to come up, pretend you had a program and a plan, and you pay PR people to create a narrative, I guess you get what you get.
Right.
We just told the truth from our perspective.
Right.
And, personally, and I can't believe that we haven't interviewed Elizabeth on the show, but Elizabeth is one of my mentors and sister, mama, girlfriends who kept me alive, when I really needed trans people to lean on and learn from. And I will not see her disrespected in the manner she was.
Right.
I won't be there for that. That was also right there. Anyway, that's the only thing we did last Sunday. This weekend, I had class, and I got my pedicure touched up, and we went and had some food.
Yeah.
And here we are.
But before that, you were extra special crunchy busy, things we haven't gotten to talk about yet.
Well, yeah, I mean, you mean still in June?
Yeah.
Yeah, so backing up, June was packed. On the 29th of June, I spoke at the Woodbury Heart and Soul's inaugural Pride event.
Yes, you did.
So we have tape of that, right? Are we going to share any of that, or
sure? We can put it on our YouTube.
Okay, so that'll be available.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I spoke there in. God, it was hot that day.
It really was.
But then the 30th of June, we attended Governor Phil and Tammy Murphy's Pride reception.
Yes.
Which included the lieutenant governor and all kind of mover and shakers in the state.
Uh-huh.
And we were there. And that was an honor.
It truly was.
To be invited to the governor's mansion. And
AKA Drum Thwacket.
Drum Thwacket. And
which is just so much fun to say.
I know, right? Well, and acknowledged as, someone invited to that party.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was cool.
It was
and
cool.
We took pictures just to make sure that, any of these bitches that want to say we weren't there.
Right. You can see those pictures on our Instagram and our Facebook. Right. And our threads. On our social media, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
One more thing is happening. So in June, we had our 24th spaghetti dinner. Our trans and non-binary community dinner started with about, 15, 20 people, and we've consistently drawn about 40 folks. and all kinds of different folks each month.
So that makes this month the silver one, right? In 25 silver?
I guess. Well, yeah.
Because 50 is gold.
But it's our 2-year anniversary. So we began in July of 2023, and now, so in July of 2025, we're celebrating our 2-year anniversary at the next dinner on the 4th Sunday of July. We have not missed 1 month of coming together and building community, and I'm very proud of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been fun. And you've been my bunny. You go every time.
I only missed 1.
I think that's right.
I think that was the very first one.
Did you miss the first one?
I missed the very first one because that's the one that Julia was at and I wasn't there.
Yes, yes, Julia Scotti was there. Julia Scotti came to that first one. Elizabeth was there. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there were some good pictures from the very first one.
Yeah.
And we've had folks drop in and out from all over the state and the region just to kind of come in and have spaghetti. It's been good.
It's always a fun time.
Yeah, it always is. So that is another thing we will celebrate in July. So we lost some people.
Yeah, since the last time we spoke on the mic, because we've had some really cool interviews.
Yes.
And we had our mini-sode from when you spoke.
In Pittman.
Right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this is the first time in a month and some change, maybe, that we've recorded.
It sounds right. June was a blur.
Yeah.
Truly, June was a blur.
So, a bunch of folks have passed.
Sly Stone.
Yeah, Sly Stone passed away.
82. Sly and the Family Stone, not Sylvester.
Well, that's Stallone.
Oh, that's right. That's Stallone.
Yes.
Sly Stallone.
No, yeah. So Sly Stone.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I know. Yes.
Passed away.
Yes.
At 82.
At 82.
2 completely different people. Yeah, Sly Stone was... I am sad to say that I did not realize how powerful and influential Sly and the Family Stone were until we saw Summer of Soul.
Mm-hmm.
And saw the impact that they had. Plus, hearing musicians talk about their influence. Because there's been a bunch of songs by them that I like.
Right.
But, yeah, Sly Stone was like a game changer, apparently.
Yeah. But much of their work predates your existence, right?
Not by much. But yes.
Yeah, but yes. Right. Just saying.
I started to say not by much, and then I realized Summer of Soul was 69, and they were already well established by then. So yes, they do predate me.
That's all
I'm saying. But yeah, one of the first bands to like play funk and R&B and soul and be like integrated.
Really?
Yeah, that was the thing. They had a white dude. I forget if he was on bass or drums, something rhythm centered, and people were like, "Oh shit!"
It's possible.
It's definitely possible. So yeah, rest in power to Sly Stone. Yeah. So Ananda Lewis passed away. She was young, 52.
52.
Yeah.
And that younger and younger, huh?
Right. Yeah, Ananda Lewis was like, she was an it girl on MTV. She was a VJ. She was the original host of Total Request Live before Carson Daly took over. And she was just like the epitome of young and cool. Mm-hmm. She knew everybody. Everybody knew her. And this is when I was still paying attention to MTV.
Okay.
And I thought she was very cool. And so she passed away in the beginning of June, like June 11th. She lost her battle with breast cancer.
Yeah.
So rest in peace to the it girl, Ananda Lewis.
Yeah. So John Robbins And John Robbins, like I believe, I have the book, Diet for a New America.
Uh-huh.
He was a pioneer in the plant-based movement and a leading voice. He died at 77. He was from the Baskin-Robbins ice cream empire. That's his legacy.
Ah.
Yeah, that's where he grew up, and he abandoned all of it to speak out about, the dairy industry and, the unethical treatment of animals.
Yeah, I guess you can't you can't do both.
Yeah, in his early 30s. And he wrote Diet for a New America. Which, drew upon actual studies, environmental research, personal testimony, criticizing the American food system. Within months, he became a sought-after speaker, media guest, appeared on national programs like Oprah, Donahue, CBS This Morning, and the book sold more than 1 million copies, cited by many predecessors.
Wow.
He did a documentary in 91. And, he was of the, T. Colin Campbell, John McDougall, who also died recently, that whole group of folks talking about, being able to reverse heart disease, etc. With diet. A
plant-based diet, yeah.
Diet is medicine. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he co-founded the Food Revolution Network with his son in 2012, Ocean Robbins. Yeah.
Huh, I did not make that connection between him and Baskin-Robbins.
Really? Yeah. Isn't that interesting?
That is.
Because, he looked around at what dairy does and how we shouldn't eat it anyway.
I guess that's why they made the concession to have non-dairy options.
Do they have them now?
I believe so.
Well, it's about time. But yeah, he was a fascinating guy. I mean, I hate it every time one of them dies too young. Like 77 is not old anymore,
right,
to me.
Right.
I want late 80s or later.
Right.
To say, well, they lived a good life. You know what I mean? 77 is young.
Well, we do that, though. Like, black people especially, but folks in general do that. Like, they were 97 years old. So young. So soon.
See, I don't do that with 97. 97, I'm like...
So young.
I say we should all get 97 years.
Taken from us too soon.
And I always say, if they're healthy years...
Right.
My father died at 79, but he was, other than the lung cancer, healthy until he died.
Right.
And doing the things he wanted to do, tending his garden and, holding his great-granddaughter and those things. My mother did live to 87, but those last 5 years at least weren't good.
Right.
She was housebound and falling and...
I mean, that makes a difference. It also makes a difference, like, what kind of person you are and what kind of life you've lived. Because
that too. Probably.
There's certain people that when they pass, you don't hear, so soon.
Yeah, nobody said that about Toots.
Sometimes it's like, well, that took longer than I thought it would.
Yeah. It was kind of peace at last. I mean...
I'm not saying that about your mom. I'm just saying.
I'm not saying you're saying... Her sister said it.
Oh.
I'm just repeating it.
Shit.
Yeah, I mean, that was... it's become part of my story. For, good, bad, or otherwise, we had a complicated relationship. She had a complicated relationship with almost everyone. And it took me a while to reconcile, and you were there in the room. I sobbed at her bedside when she took her last breath. I sobbed uncontrollably. And it took me a while to say it wasn't grief. It was relief.
Right.
And that's just the truth. I mean, I loved her. She was a force. And God, was she a pain in my ass.
Yeah.
And the asses of many, around her. And people loved and adored my mother. If she didn't give birth to you, it was much more likely that you thought she was a really cool broad.
Right.
She was funny. She was smart. She was loyal to her friends. But again, nobody's one thing. And wow, what a complicated human.
Right.
So yeah, how do we get on Toots? Oh, yeah,
You brought her
87, and
up.
no one said, oh, too soon. No one said
Right.
too soon. We were all like, finally,
Right.
finally, it's over. Anyway, Lynn Hamilton,
Right. Someone who we did not say.
right,
Finally.
Sanford and Sons, and
Yeah.
the Waltons died at 95. We should all see 95 years, I say.
Right. Yeah. Lynn Hamilton. She was of a group of black actors that, like, if she showed up in a cameo on your show,
Right.
that was one of the best episodes that everyone remembered. Like, off the top of my head, you know, besides her playing Donna on Sanford and Son.
Fred's girlfriend.
Yes.
Yep.
I think of her. She was one of the matriarchs of. It was the episode of The Golden Girls when Dorothy's son was dating Rosalind Cash. And like Dorothy's side of the family was like, she's old, and then Rosalind Cash's side of the family was like, he's white.
Right.
And like it was Rosalind Cash and
Who was white, right? Oh.
No, she was black.
Who?
Rosalind Cash.
Do I have my Cashes mixed up?
You must. If
I'm thinking of, who's Johnny Cash's daughter?
I don't know. Not Rosalind Cash.
I thought it was. Oh, see, now I'm being stupid. Okay, now I have to know, who is Rosalind Cash? Who? Oh, I'm thinking of Roseanne Cash. Never mind. I am. I'm thinking, like, and I'm like, she ain't black. Oh, Rosalind Cash is, yes. Omega Man.
Yes.
Mary May Ward in General Hospital.
Yes.
Got it. She died in 95.
She did.
I didn't realize that. But okay, now I got it.
Yeah.
I got you. And right.
Yes. And I just picture Lynn Hamilton talking about Dorothy's son, calling him a skinny white boy.
Well, right. Well,
that was also the episode of The Golden Girls that got pulled. Remember during the pandemic when they were doing all these superficial changes
yes.
that no one fucking asked for?
Is that when Aunt Jemima left the label?
Yes.
Yeah, nobody asked you.
No one asked for these
Became
things.
like Pearl Baking Company or
Right.
some bullshit Pearl Mill.
They did
Yeah.
everything except, you know, battle police
race.
brutality, right?
Right. Let's do all these performative things.
Yeah, so they pulled the that episode of The Golden Girls off of streaming because it's also the episode where Blanche and Rose were doing beauty treatments, and so they were doing mud masks, and they walked in with mud on their faces.
And it looked
just
like they were in blackface.
right,
Yeah.
and they pulled that episode because
of all the things.
right,
Wow.
right,
Huh.
yeah. Anyway, so Lynn Hamilton was someone who was highly regarded
And formidable.
Yes.
And one of those people who you might not have known her name, but you knew her when you saw her.
Yes.
And she was just, yeah.
and everything she was in
Yes.
was made better just by her presence.
Yes.
Yes. So
And yeah,
rest in power to her.
absolutely.
This one is a nerd entry for me.
Yeah, because I don't know who this is.
At the beginning of July, Jim Shooter died, who was a comic editor for Marvel Comics, and he created the Secret Wars. He died at 73. Secret Wars is actually going to be in the movies at some point in the next couple years. But Secret Wars was like crazy because, like, for one thing, it's the series where the black suit for Spider-Man was introduced, and it was like, you know, all the different heroes were sucked onto this like strange planet and forced to like battle because like the good guys were on this side and the bad guys were on this side, and it was like all the different characters from all the different titles were in one space together. It was a whole thing. And I remember one day I was in the bookstore in the gallery, so this should tell you give you a time period.
The gallery existed and they had a bookstore.
Exactly.
Yeah. 90s?
Yeah. I think it lasted until like the early 2000s, like maybe
yeah.
2000. maybe.
Right.
Anyway, so I was in the bookstore and I was just like perusing things, and I saw like a full trade book of Secret Wars, like all of the issues in one book. And I distinctly remember gasping audibly like I was in a telenovela. Like I went, and then I grabbed it and I ran and I paid for it and ran home to read it. Yeah.
Okay.
And so Jim Shooter brought that joy into my life, and I am grateful.
All right. Michael Madsen is another one of those, like that guy that was in that thing.
Yes.
You know his face, even if you didn't know his name.
Right. Well, he's most famous for being in several of Quentin Tarantino's films.
Yes.
He was, I think, Mr. White, I think was his character in Reservoir Dogs. He had that infamous scene where he's dancing in the warehouse to Stuck in the Middle with You, and then he like has the cop tied to the chair and he cuts his ear off, and
that.
Yeah, there's that. He played Bill's brother Bud in Kill Bill. Yeah, he was that dude. He was a cool dude. I was a fan. So it's sad that he passed away.
Yeah, at 67.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
young.
So not that old.
Still young.
Yeah.
Speaking of young, Julia McMahon.
I know.
Nip Tuck,
that
Fantastic Four,
shocked
FBI,
me. Yeah.
Most Wanted, Star Wars. He was 56.
Yeah.
I don't like it when they're younger than me.
I know.
I don't like it.
I know.
Also gone. Wow, yeah.
Yeah, I discovered Julian McMahon along with a lot of people because of Nip Tuck. And then, you know, he, for better or for worse, was Doctor Doom in the first Fantastic Four movie.
Right. FBI Most Wanted. That was on TV, right?
Yeah, he was known for being, you know, that charismatic actor.
Mm-hmm.
I was a fan. I appreciated him.
Oh, yeah. No, I liked his work. And again, one of those people whose face you knew, even if you didn't know his name, you probably knew him. Well, you know, less than the former, but still. And so young.
I know.
So young. Cancer, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sucks. Still a couple more.
Yeah, Carla Maxwell passed away. Carla Maxwell was a heavy hitter in the concert dance world. She basically took over the Jose Limon company after he passed away and kept it moving, kept the repertory going, and was the first example of a modern dance company being able to move forward after the founder passed away.
Really?
Because everyone was like, there's no way. Like, the company's going to have to go.
But they could continue.
Right. And she was like, the hell? And
that's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the Limon company was just in town like last year.
Yes.
Or early this year.
They are still there.
Yeah. So, you know, I got to work with some productions of Limon repertory. I didn't get to work with her, obviously, but, you know.
Okay.
To do the work, you have to have like the official like stamp.
Right.
So, you know, yeah, she kept his legacy moving on for decades and decades after he passed. She became the artistic director in 1977.
Okay. When did Judith Jamison take over Ailey?
I was thinking that
because I'm thinking they had a similar
because now that I said that, I'm wondering
trajectory. Women who carried forward.
Judith Jamison took over Ailey in 1989. Okay.
Right, because he was still here before that.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Right. So you know, we can rightly call her a pioneer.
Yes.
You know, and the first to prove it could be done, but again, it's been done since.
Right.
Look at me with my dance education.
I know.
By injection. Sorry.
But yeah, Limon, I like Limon, like dancing it. I like dancing it more than I like watching it. But it's definitely an important and foundational style and technique in the modern dance milieu.
Right. I mean, you like what you like.
Right.
You're moved by what you're moved by.
Right.
And that's just going to always be true, I think. I mean, it's like wine.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well, like the dances...
If you don't like it, it doesn't matter how technical it is. It doesn't matter how precise it is.
Right.
If you don't like it, you don't like it.
And
move along.
To be fair, like the Lamone works that I've seen, they were all way more theatrical than they were like dancey dance.
Okay, so I probably would have loved them.
I'm peppered by that.
I mean, I love the athleticism that arguably came later.
Right.
In modern dance.
Right.
I love it. I'm riveted.
Yes. You especially like...
Pilobolus.
Yes. You especially like Bendy Boys.
93 fingers. What? 7 fingers?
7
fingers.
Fingers.
I love, yes, mostly naked bendy boys. But I mean, I love those people who keep pushing the envelope.
Yes.
And especially when they incorporate more naked boys and that athleticism and the humor that can go along with it.
Yes.
With just what bodies and shadows can do and lighting. And, I love that.
I agree.
I also, I love, good modern ballet. I've been riveted by Ballet X. Mm-hmm. And who did we most recently see? And I said, he did the piece. He's doing a residency. Oh, my God, icon. Hip hop icon.
Oh, Rennie Harris.
Thank you. Rennie's last piece. And again, riveted, and couldn't believe it was over. Like, because I'm riveted. I love all kinds of dance.
Yes. I was still thinking modern and ballet. That's why I didn't immediately think
sorry about that. But again, it's, it really, it does come down to your taste.
Right.
And what you enjoy.
Yeah.
I like a little bit of everything, but, if it ain't your thing, it ain't your thing. But fun to dance, which how would I know? But
I do.
You did.
Exactly. And finally.
Yes.
This is our most recent loss. Jewel Tice Williams.
Uh-huh.
Who founded...
Jules Catch One.
Yes. Which there is a delightful documentary.
Yes, there is.
I believe called Jules Catch One.
I believe it is.
She just passed away at 86.
86. Yeah.
Like last week.
Damn.
Yeah.
It is now closed.
Yeah.
It was in L.A.
Mm-hmm.
She died on June 7th, so Pride Month. And for decades, the Mid-City nightclub, known to regulars as The Catch, was L.A.'s hallowed sanctuary for black queer women and a welcoming dance floor for trans, gay, and musically adventurous revelers.
Yep.
Artists like Ella Fitzgerald, Madonna, and Whitney Houston sashayed down Catch One's winding halls, while the indomitable Tyson Williams fended off police harassment and led care programs during the height of the AIDS crisis.
Yeah.
The Catch was singularly important to the development of black and queer nightlife in LA and belongs beside New York's Paradise Garage and Chicago's Warehouse in any account of the most important nightclubs in America.
Yeah.
There you go. It opened in 1973.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Catch One is one of those places that I wish I had visited just to see it.
Yeah. It was kind of a West Coast Studio 54.
Yeah.
Donna Summer, Chaka Khan, Sylvester, Rick James, Evelyn Champagne King performed to pack rooms. Celebrities like Sharon Stone and Whoopi Goldberg attended the parties, glad for wild nights out away from the paparazzi in Hollywood. What a legacy.
Right?
Yeah. After the sale of the building, the importance of the club came into sharper focus. And there was a 2018 Netflix documentary, Jules Catch One.
Yep, I was right.
Produced by Ava DuVernay.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, okay, work.
Her company, Array, And it highlighted the impact on LA nightlife, the broader music scene of the era.
Yeah, it was a good one.
It was the last black-owned queer nightclub in LA.
Yeah.
When it was sold.
That was the first time that I had ever heard of it when we saw that documentary.
I know, right? And it's a wonderful chunk of our history that we didn't know.
Yeah.
We didn't know.
Yeah.
Happening out on the West Coast. So many stories need to be told and retold.
I know that's right.
And shared, yeah. So rest in power, Jewel Thais Williams.
Indeed.
86, yeah. Let's take a quick break.
Uh-huh.
And then we'll come back with some good news.
Yeah.
We'll be right back. And we're back.
We're back.
So I saved this one for good news. Jimmy Swaggart is dead. If you can't say anything nice.
You're only supposed to say good things about the dead.
He's dead.
Good.
That's all I got.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I couldn't, talk about him anywhere near the icons and contributors we just spoke of.
Right. I think the post that I initially saw was like, Jimmy Swaggart is dead. So here's my recipe for raspberry squares.
Seriously. And that bitch lived to 90.
I know.
Yeah, I mean, he had been ousted years ago, right? By scandal. Yeah. His whole fire and brimstone bullshit stuff.
I'll just picture him sweating and lying.
Well, that's what he did. He sweated, he lied, and he was part of the moral majority.
Yep.
And the voices that Reagan let into the party.
Yep.
Because their numbers were, dwindling. And
Yep.
they took over and made it the MAGA that it is today.
Yep.
So we all have all of that, to thank Jimmy Swaggart for.
I'm not suggesting that people should dance on his grave. I'm just saying if you do a little left, right for me.
And piss on it while you're there. Just saying. Yeah, I guess he finally got caught cheating on his wife. I think that's what happened.
Right.
And the Assemblies of God defrocked. I can tell you stories. They ran the second Christian school I went to.
Oh.
The Pentecostals have basically two sects. There's probably others, but the two I know about are the United Pentecostals and the Assemblies of God Pentecostals. They both believe that everyone who isn't them are going straight to hell.
Uh-huh.
One group makes their women grow their hair and they're not allowed to wear makeup and they have to wear skirts. The other group is just crazy, but they're all kind of snake handlers, even if they've given up the snakes. Anyways, they defrocked.
Unless by snakes you mean dicks, in which case they're not letting those go.
Well, both. They defrocked Swaggart in 1988 after he disobeyed their 1-year suspension by taking the pulpit again after about 3 months. He said he regretted parting from the assemblies, but insisted that to refrain from preaching for a year would have ruined his television ministry.
Money. His money. It would have ruined his money.
This bitch used to fill arenas. I'll give him that. The dim who are seeking absolutism flocked to him.
So wait, Jerry Falwell, who was PTL?
Oh, Jim Baker.
Jim Baker.
Mm-hmm.
What was
Jim and Tammy Faye?
Right. What
were
was
PTL?
Jimmy Swaggart's show called?
I don't fucking know. It doesn't matter. It was like the Gospel Hour or some bullshit.
Right.
They all had a slightly different thing.
That I
the
turned
other
the
big
TV
one
from.
was, the 700 Club, which was Pat Robertson.
Right.
And that motherfucker finally died.
Right.
Yeah, he gone too.
I was just trying to remember.
What a fucking... See, if these are the people that made it to heaven, I don't want to go.
Yeah, no, he ain't there.
If there is a hell, these are the people who belong there.
Yep.
Because wasn't there a thing Jesus said about the ones who lead them astray he was certainly one of them. He was one of those voices that took otherwise sane people and did what he did. And we're all still paying for it. Anyway, dead. Good.
Next.
Yep, next. Back toward the end of June, Delaware Governor Matt Meyer signed an executive order increasing protection for receivers and providers of gender-affirming care. Good on them. I want to see it made into a state law.
Yeah,
and
really.
I'm going to say this, I'm saying this now, and I have. In New Jersey, codify this shit before Murphy's out of office. The legislature is going to stay blue. I'm not going to get into the politics of it all, but God damn it. Everything that we only have now by executive order, we should have and deserve to have.
Right.
Codified into law before Governor Murphy leaves. I don't give a shit who else is coming into office. It's probably Mikey, what's her name?
Oh, right.
But anyway, I don't see it being a Republican in the current climate, but what do I know? But at any rate, take that lame duck session and please, in New Jersey, codify it all into law. So, I appreciate executive orders, but they can only last as long as the governor. And, God knows your congressperson isn't going to help you. Anyway, good on him.
Yeah.
A high court in India,
Oh, yeah.
June 16th, said that Indian law cannot deny transgender women recognition as women solely because they cannot bear children. So that was a win.
Right.
A trans woman born male and later transitioning to female is legally entitled to recognition as a woman. The court emphasized this recognition is enshrined in Articles 14, 15, and 21 of the Constitution, which guarantee equality before the law. Of course, as our SCOTUS is showing, doesn't fucking matter what equal protection is if you got enough yahoos corrupting your court. Then anything can happen. Anyway, good on India.
Yeah.
By the way, J.D. Vance became the most blocked account on Blue Sky after an anti-trans post. No surprise there.
Yeah, no surprise there, because Blue Sky is not here for people's bullshit.
And good. An angry gay grandpa with stage 4 cancer was punished for trying to stop trans youth suicides. He glued himself to a rail, I heard about it, in the Pennsylvania state capitol.
Yep.
To get a transphobic senator's attention. His name is James Lance.
Now, see, you're gluing yourself to something that's actually relevant to the thing that you're protesting.
Exactly. We're not going to get into the soup of it all, but yes, thank you. And then he was ordered to pay $16,575 for damage to the state capitol and a $200 fine to the court as part of a plea deal.
Yikes.
He is a 64-year-old documentary filmmaker from Vermont. He traveled to Harrisburg in April of 24 to confront Ryan Almond, Republican of course, whose district in Lancaster County saw 5 suicides by trans youth over 18 months as Ryan promoted anti-trans legislation from his state Senate seat. Yeah, they're connected. Of course they are.
Uh-huh.
While in the 4th floor visitors gallery, Lance disrupted a Senate session for several minutes, shouting at him and throwing flyers onto the Senate floor before gluing his hand to the railing. You are culpable for the deaths of 5 trans children.
Yep.
God forbid we tell the truth. He had reached out previously on 6 occasions to meet with the senator, but never received a response. He's documented the rise of anti-trans and anti-LGBTQ rhetoric and legislation on his website, Angry Gay Grandpa. Some took issue with his description of his protests as peaceful. I'm sorry, it's glue.
Yeah, really.
It's glue. the money spent repairing damage done. Fuck all of you.
Exactly.
You know what? Because your party is still responsible for January 6th in our nation's capital, and I'm never going to forget.
And I'm getting sick and tired of this whole, like, peaceful protest doesn't involve the destruction of property.
Fuck it doesn't.
First of all, who the fuck said we're trying to be peaceful anymore?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all want it to be peaceful. Y'all want it to just be marching and singing. Y'all want it to go back to the what you perceive to be the shiny, happy kumbaya protests of
the
civil rights days.
I'm sorry, that never happened.
Right.
There were fire hoses,
right.
Remember?
We want to talk about the people that are just sitting still. We don't want to talk about the dogs and the fire hoses and the batons. You know what I'm saying? So fuck peaceful. Whatever happened to no justice, no peace. That's
no
next,
justice,
bitches.
No peace. No justice, no peace.
Mm-hmm. People try to say an ass whooping never changed anyone's mind. I up that with World War II.
Yeah. Well, let's remember the Pennsylvania Senate is still red, and they behave accordingly. And your party has so much blood on its hands, we can't begin to detail it. But, I hope he never pays that bill.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. He knows.
He got stage 4 cancer. Fuck him.
Exactly. He's like, I got nothing to lose. I'm just going to be a pain in all of your asses.
Good. I love that. Good. And how many people? I'm sorry. I have known this particular activist, not this man, but many like him, who said, I got nothing left to lose.
Right.
And they created change because of it.
He wants this to be his legacy. Work. I'm here for it.
Good. And he didn't glue himself to a painting.
Right. Because art ain't never hurt nobody. These motherfuckers, however,
but the Republican Senate in Pennsylvania and across this nation sure as fuck have.
I'm waiting for someone to glue themselves directly to an angry white man.
But nobody wants to be glued to one of those.
I'm sorry.
I don't want to be in a room with them, let alone. No,
you're going to hear what I have to say.
Because then it depends on where the glue is. Because he's going to try to turn around and fuck me, and I'm not there for that. And then lie about it. You know how that goes.
I do.
Yeah, they love us at night, and then they legislate in the morning.
Oh, child.
Oof. I'm just saying. Well, yeah. We're not recording weekly, or we would have mentioned all of the Republicans that were, arrested for child pornography or child assault or, all of those things, because there are many. But yeah. We're just hitting the highlights because it's been a minute. You know what? Let's just move right into our favorite segment.
Yeah. So
what do we have?
This is from a few weeks ago, but it's so juicy that it's worth talking about.
It really was. The pictures were so sad.
The Hetero Awesome Fest
in Idaho.
First of all, if awesome is in the name of your event, it ain't.
I know. I know. It's like when you call yourself a diva, girl.
Exactly.
Girl. It's not.
Yeah, the festival.
Go sit down.
It was barely hetero. It was not at all awesome.
Nothing awesome about it. And I wouldn't call it a fest.
No, because
tens of people showed up.
3s of 7s of people.
It concluded with fighting, low attendance, and a racism scandal. How exciting.
Oh, yeah, because some fucking podcast was recording live, and they were saying how, the town was so nice and clean and quiet, and then he leaned to the mic and said, "There's no black people here."
Who said that?
The host of the podcast.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So it was one of those podcasts.
Yeah. And the ones that give everyone else, like, because there's that
bad
whole
name.
Was
that where we were going?
Yeah. There's that whole thing now, like how podcasts are bad and not helpful. It's like, no, y'all are just seeing these white yahoos with microphones screaming lies and hateful rhetoric. And those are the ones getting attention. Joe Rogan, I'm looking at you.
Yeah.
But then you have folks
I'm
like
just
us.
asking questions, but never the right questions.
Exactly. You have folks like us who actually give a shit about what we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
What was that meme that said he never asked questions about the patriarchy or capitalism or any of the things he should be asking questions about?
Right.
It's almost like he ain't about shit.
Right. That's that double-edged sword. Anyone can have a podcast. However, that means
is true.
That means anyone can. Anyway.
I know, but they flock to that one.
I know.
He placates all of their insecurities.
Mm-hmm.
He makes them feel better about themselves. Because women have had, like, most of us are done trying to make you feel better about that little dick. So you need Joe Rogan to help you explain your life to you and say it's our fault.
I was in an Uber and the white driver was like, "Is it okay if I'm listening to a podcast?" And I was like, "Sure, I don't care. That's cool." He was like, "It's Joe Rogan." I immediately gave him 1 star.
There you go. Yeah, nope, not that one. And baby, if you don't know better,
you know,
I ain't here to teach you.
I was already listening to whatever I was going to listen to anyway, which is why I didn't care.
But still.
But once he said Joe Rogan, nope, 1 star, fuck you. And I believe my justification for my 1 star was the lack of cleanliness in the vehicle, because I counted that.
Okay. Well, that did filthy it up.
Right. Anyway, so the fucking Hetero Awesome Fest held in Boise, Idaho.
Yeah. People actually go to Pride events.
Exactly.
They managed to draw attention for all the wrong reasons. I'd say just 4 dozen people attended.
2s of 5s of people.
About 30 to 50. I guess, depending on whether AI was involved in your photograph or not, attended Hetero Awesome Fest across the 2 days.
Yeah. And most of those were queer people looking to see what was up.
Right. Like, what the fuck is you doing?
I think there were more queer people at the Hetero Awesome Fest than hetero people.
This is roughly the size of the self-proclaimed world's smallest Pride Parade in 2023, held in a neighborhood of around 40 people. Similar straight pride events have a long history of attracting laughably low turnout. One event in California in 2019 turned out just 20 attendees in comparison to the 200 pro-LGBTQ plus protesters. And an event the same year in Texas, organized by the people who hosted Boston's failed straight pride parade, attracted just 3 people, one of whom later said she did not know what the event was.
Whatever.
And rebuked it. I mean, she could have just been walking by and stopped to look.
A straight pride parade, isn't that just traffic?
Yes. Yes, it is. It's traffic on any given day. The Sao Paulo Gay Pride in Brazil is considered the largest pride celebration in the world, attracting about 3 to 5 million attendees every year.
That's a lot of faggots.
The largest celebrations in North America are Toronto Pride and New York City Pride, which each attract millions annually.
Yeah, New York Pride is its own animal, Joe.
Yeah. They tried it. Once again, they got a womp womp. And they limited the women who are willing to fuck them. All in all, it worked out well.
Now, the best, though, is the musician who performed.
Okay. At this thing?
Yeah, Daniel Hamrick.
Right.
Was one of the musicians. And he
mocked.
Yeah, he got up on the stage and he like took off his overshirt, and underneath he had a jacket with a rainbow and pink triangle patches on it.
Oh shit.
And a crop top that read "Keep Canyon County Queer."
Oh.
And then he played a song titled "Boy" about a young trans boy. I saw the video and the song was fun, and it was like it like took people a while to realize what he was saying because nobody's paying attention.
Right.
And
well, all 48 of them were talking amongst themselves.
Right, and they cut his mic and then like made him get off stage.
You know what? That's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a healthy tee-hee behind that shit.
Good. Good.
Ones of twos of people.
So maybe this will be the thing, but the Trump administration seems to be. First of all, they're starting to eat their own. I mean, just Google it. But they're fighting amongst themselves.
Yes.
And of course, Musk is trading barbs with Trump, and all this other horse shit is happening. But somehow the Epstein tapes files story have reemerged.
Well, yeah.
Jeffrey Epstein. Who cares?
He did.
And
didn't kill himself.
Right. The child sex trafficker who Donald Trump was, quite literally in bed with. There are more photographs with Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein than there are with his last two kids. He's got more pictures with Jeffrey than he does with Tiffany or Barron, probably put together. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
That's a read.
They had promised to release the list along with other files from the investigation, but they won't. Why could that be? Why could that be? I don't know.
Uh-huh.
Let's think about it.
Uh-huh.
Whew.
Yeah.
Most recently, Elon Musk posted on X alleging that Trump is named in the Epstein files. Of course he is. Saying that's why the administration is withholding them from the public. I don't doubt that.
He's probably near the top of the list because
this
it's
is
been
what it
photographed
takes
so
for
often.
them to tell the truth, is them to bruise one another's little fragile egos. It's so much fun to watch. He provided no evidence, but hey, neither does the president. Since deleted the post, Rachel Maddow said there really is a Jeffrey Epstein, Donald Trump subplot in our lives now, in which this footage exists, and in which the Trump Justice Department put out a statement today saying, never mind all the things we ever said and hyped and screamed about the late pedophile, Jeffrey Epstein. Turns out it's all nothing and people should stop asking about it. I don't think that's what they said, but basically it is.
Right.
And then they're like, but if it does exist, Hillary did it or something.
Right.
Yeah. She slammed the DOJ for a newly released memo stating that following an exhaustive review, there was no incriminating client list and no further disclosure would be appropriate or warranted. Oh my God.
Yeah.
And the memo concluded, of course, that Epstein took his own life, attempting to shoot down the widely circulated theory that he was murdered in his cell to keep him quiet about his clients.
Because that's what happened. You can't tell me different.
That's not even a conspiracy theory. That is...
Right.
Come on.
It's not a matter of whether, it's a matter of who.
But kind of, yeah. I believe that with everything. They want us to stop talking about it, and nobody is stopping.
Right.
And people are burning their MAGA hats. Yeah, this might be the thing. We've been telling you he's a pedophile. We've been telling... they knew he was a rapist. They didn't care about that.
Uh-huh.
But maybe whatever tapes are out there and whatever evidence is out there, maybe this will do it. I don't know.
So it's okay for him to grab pussies as long as the pussies are of age, I guess?
Right, but they're not always. And that's the whole thing.
They never were.
This was the whole thing. And they were thick as thieves. And you know what's fun about this whole thing? When you hire inept, stupid people who have no idea what they're doing in the first place, hilarity ensues.
And it is ensuing.
And they're eating their own. Yeah.
Well, yeah, because there's that video that's resurfacing of Robin Williams from an old bit talking about Trump, and people are trying to say Robin Williams was prophetic. He wasn't being prophetic. He was talking about what was going on at the time.
Right. Everybody knew what
and before
Donald Trump was.
Exactly.
Everybody knew. And anyone of decency
Yeah.
was disgusted by the way he called for Obama's birth certificate. And yet, he took the most marginalized economically and educationally among us and added them to the mix, along with whatever the fuck he had Elon Musk do. I would love to hear that.
Right. But
somebody said, we'll stop the ban on Teslas and start buying them if you just tell us how you fix this election, because that's the only thing that makes any goddamn sense.
Exactly. But my favorite part of the Robin Williams bit was talking about Trump owning the beauty pageants. And he was like, that's a little too much like Michael Vick owning a series of pet stores.
Thank you. Same thing. Well said.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is real. It's been, following him.
Mm-hmm.
And if this is what it takes, to shake people out of this cult, I'm here for it.
For real. Because, Lord, he's been a fucking punchline for 40 goddamn years at this point.
I know. But you're apparently so uncomfortable right now. You're threatening to revoke Rosie O'Donnell's citizenship. You ridiculous motherfucker. It's not bad enough that they're, potentially gutting Medicare, etc., which is going to affect many of their constituents, of course. But this is what are you even talking about? Even they are going, what? Revoke her? Wait, what? She was born in Long Island, you motherfucker.
Exactly. You know the image that just popped in my head?
What?
So, follow me. So, in the movie It, the creature It feeds on your fear, right? And once you're not afraid of it, he doesn't have power on you. And so at the end of the movie, they defeated him by just yelling insults at him until he started getting smaller and smaller until they could just yank his heart out. I'm like, maybe.
Oh.
Maybe.
Maybe. Maybe. You know what?
I'm going to leave it there. Maybe.
If they're so uncomfortable that they're imploding and turning on each other, I'm here for all of it.
Yeah.
I am here for all of it. And this is one of the things I said before. We watched the last 4-year term, and it became such a sideshow.
Yeah.
That actually nothing got done. And nothing nothing happened in any direction.
Right.
After a very short period of time. And the history may very well repeat because he's insane and everyone he's hired to run our government is inept.
Yeah.
They're just sycophants. That's it. That's their qualification for the jobs they have. And how many times are we going to have a flood in Texas killing children before y'all start to think twice about firing the meteorologists and talking about eliminating FEMA? How many times y'all going to do that?
Right.
Before you start to say, oh. Some problems are bigger than states' rights. Yeah. I don't know. They're scrambling like they're very uncomfortable about all this. So I'm here for it. And, it could not be more richly deserved. And, it's kind of a bright little light in this shitstorm that has been 2025.
Yeah, that.
This has been your moment of...
people taking pleasure in your pain.
I've missed it so.
Right. So I'm wondering, do you have a 15-minute fave that you would like to share to take us out to the next break?
I do.
Okay. You've had a month to think about this. It better be good.
Oh, I've had like 10 since the last time we recorded.
Well, I'm sure. But where did you land?
The most recent one is very, very appropriate.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember how it even came back into my head. Or maybe it just, how you get an earworm and you just start singing a song? Mm-hmm. So from the album Around the World in a Day,
Okay.
Prince and the Revolution. It's the song America.
Uh-huh.
It just speaks to so much of what's going on, corruption and divisiveness, and it just seems like the perfect song. So
All right.
we're going to go out to the break with America by Prince and the Revolution.
Yes, we'll be right back. And we're back.
We're back. That's the jam, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Ricky Gervais is so problematic in himself, but I'm remembering when he said, when he was talking about prayer and some whatever, like, why weren't my prayers answered? Well, God was busy giving AIDS to babies in Africa.
I mean,
that's the line that came into my head hearing that song again. And again, problematic. But the greater point is, we are not just the prayer, but the answer to the prayer. We're it. No one's coming.
God helps those who help themselves and all that.
Yeah, God is not flying in on a cloud. That is not happening. And, part of the problem is y'all think it is. And y'all think you will be removed from all this, the hell that you create. And that's not how this will go down.
It reminds me of that joke, like the flood and the person's on the hill and the water's rising.
Yep.
And he's like, I'm waiting for the Lord. And then a rowboat comes by and like, get in the boat. He was like, no, I'm going to stay here and wait for the Lord.
Yep.
And then a helicopter goes by and then they're like, get in the helicopter. He's like, no, I'm going to sit here. I'm going to wait for the Lord. And then the helicopter goes away. Then the waters rise.
And
the
plane goes by.
Right. And the guy drowns.
Yep.
And then he gets to heaven and he goes, how come you didn't save me?
I sent you a boat.
I sent you a boat. I sent you a helicopter. Right.
What the fuck was you?
Right.
Well, and that's, right. Same, idea. We did this to ourselves, or we created this system where it was possible. I mean, I don't care how you turn it over, but, greed allowed this.
Yeah.
Division, forgetting the fact that we're all connected. Forgetting the fact that we only have one planet. Forgetting the fact that if you support someone because they hate the same people you hate, you might also get in the crosshairs. Then what?
Right.
I don't know how we find our way back. I really don't, or if we ever do, but I know my last nerve is being tried.
Right.
And, We've listened to a lot of the protest songs lately.
Chaw.
It's time for the cavalcade of nonsense, which I'm going to try to speed through.
Yes. This one's from a while ago.
It is, but the Navy stripped Harvey Milk's name, Harvey Milk Navy veteran's name, off of a ship.
That part.
Yeah, named in his honor. To insult us and degrade us at a time when they are removing transgender troops.
But the upside of that is the conversation about Harvey Milk got renewed because we were talking about him and his legacy in talking about why it was an insult. So the opposite thing actually happened.
More people now know who Harvey Milk was and why his name matters than knew before.
Mm-hmm.
So you took some paint off a boat. I hope, these are the biggest problems we have.
Right. Oh, and sidebar, I told you how, for research purposes, I was listening to our earliest podcast episodes.
Yeah.
I came across the episode where we talked about Tucker Carlson. I believe it was when he was trying to discredit the intelligence of Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson.
Yes. Yeah. Who?
And so Tucker Carlson, when he was in college, Tuckums, he was a member of the Dan White Appreciation Society.
Mm-hmm.
Dan White, of course,
closet case, who murdered both Harvey Milk and Mayor Moscone.
Yeah.
Yeah. That one.
Yeah. Just thought I'd bring that back up.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Celebrating the worst of the patriarchy.
Yeah, that.
Yeah, here's another note from Armageddon. The U.S. Supreme Court ruled 6-3 that Tennessee's law banning gender-affirming care for transgender youth, while allowing the same treatments for youth who aren't trans, does not constitute sex-based discrimination and therefore does not violate the Equal Protection Clause of the 14th Amendment. Make it make sense.
Can't.
Exactly. In her scathing dissent, Sotomayor said the court's decision will do irrevocable damage to the Equal Protection Clause and invite legislatures to engage in discrimination by hiding blatant sex classifications in plain sight.
Yep.
By refusing to apply heightened scrutiny, the majority renders transgender Americans doubly vulnerable to state-sanctioned discrimination. In sadness, I dissent. She was, of course, joined by Ketanji Brown Jackson and Elena Kagan. She argued that the Tennessee law explicitly discriminates on the basis of both sex and gender, as it does.
Right.
As it expressly classifies on the basis of sex and transgender status, since male but not female adolescents can receive medicines that help them look like boys, and female but not male adolescents can receive medicines that help them look like girls. So once again, we, of course, honor cis people and marginalize and do not care about trans people, and codify it into law, because that's what happens when you let someone like Donald Trump pick Supreme Court justices.
Yeah.
This case presents an easy question: whether SBI's ban on certain medications, applicable only if used in a manner inconsistent with sex, whatever, contains a sex classification. Because sex determines access to the covered medications, it clearly does. Yet, the majority refuses to call a spade a spade.
Yeah, that.
She also noted that the ruling contradicts one of the court's previous decisions in Bostock, which prevents employment discrimination against trans people under Title VII. Yeah. You can't make sense of this. You can't.
Right.
Our Supreme Court was bought and paid for, and they are delivering bullshit.
Ding, ding, ding.
Every major medical and psychiatric association in America of note, of course, stands against this bullshit. And every decent study says the same thing. But they would rather see us dead. And
Speaking of which.
Oh, speaking of which. So the Trump administration also eliminated the LGBTQ youth-specific specialists in the suicide hotline. So 988, they eliminated effective July 17th. So it's happening. The Press 3 feature, which connects callers under 25 with counselors trained in LGBTQ issues. It will be removed to focus on serving all help seekers. According to SAMHSA, the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration. If this is not dystopian, I don't know what is.
I know.
SAMHSA, which used to be a very legitimate organization, but unfortunately it's run by this psychopath, said it will no longer silo LGB plus. They've already, SAMHSA. Yeah. Erased the T. Yeah. They've already done that. They will no longer silo those youth. The Trevor Project, originally the sole contractor for the program, became one of 7 partners in a sub-network serving over 1.3 million queer youth that this administration doesn't want to live.
Yeah, that.
The Trevor Project, of course, can still be reached directly. Canada has stepped in to share their line. We will publish the multiple lines that are still available, but this is disgusting. SAMHSA maintains that help is still available through the general hotline. Everyone who contacts the Lifeline will continue to receive access to skilled, caring, culturally competent crisis counselors, except we don't talk about trans people anymore.
Right.
You can't be culturally competent when you eliminate
An entire population of people.
the T. I don't give a fuck what the White House said about this. It's disgusting behavior. And SAMHSA means nothing right now. They've been corrupted.
Yeah.
I mean, they're supposed to be our gold standard, and they are worthless.
Yeah.
Much like the University of Pennsylvania at the moment.
Well.
Oh, by the way, after trans people were erased,
Uh-huh.
Trump has now erased bisexual people from the Stonewall National Monument.
Yeah.
So everybody who created Stonewall, gone.
Right.
It's such bizarre behavior. It's such disgusting, repulsive, how do you explain this other than, what it is? It's all gross.
Of course it is.
The only reason there was a Stonewall Monument is to commemorate what happened there. And they're trying to erase the message, the people, and the meaning of that location. Because our country is no longer working in any way for us. They're working to erase us in every way possible.
Mm-hmm.
Simone Biles had to deactivate her X account after comments about transgender athletes. All she basically said was, knock it off, it's ridiculous.
Right.
And she wasn't even all that supportive because she basically wanted to throw us into a third category. And still,
Right.
the maggots came after her in such full force that she deactivated the account. That's fun.
Yeah. And then you mentioned UPenn and Leah Thomas stripping away her medals.
Yeah, they've stripped away her medals because, Trump threatened, $175 million worth of grants if they didn't comply.
Yeah.
So they complied.
Yeah.
So fuck the trannies. And, I went to school there. I sent my kid to school there. I worked there for a lot of years, and fuck them.
And it's
Fuck
so crazy.
them and their cowardice. Because you know what? They have built up their coffers. They have billions.
Mm-hmm.
But for $175 million, they sacrificed all of us.
Yep. Like I said, I was going back and listening to our earliest episodes, and the first one I listened to was when Leah Thomas had just qualified to be able to compete in the race that she ultimately came in 5th.
Right. Right. Fine institutions bowing to Nazism is not, they've lost their way.
Yeah.
When you capitulate to a Nazi, you have lost your fucking way.
Yep.
One thing Amy Gutman did was solidify that fucking endowment.
Mm-hmm.
They have billions of dollars that they could withstand this motherfucker
Right.
and stand up for what's right, because that's what the Academy is supposed to do.
Yep.
But they weighed it and said, fuck the trannies. That's what they did.
Basically.
Yeah. Yeah. And more people are doing it, including Samsha. But at least I know Samsha is under their control, is under the federal government's control. Penn wasn't.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know I mean, dear God, I was so fortunate to work there under a real leader, and I can't imagine that Judy Roden would have done this. I can't. I just can't. She'd
Right.
have found another way.
Yeah.
Because that's what she did. And whoever is making these decisions now, shame on them. Anyway, Simone Biles had to leave X, and X is a sewer anyway, so thanks for what you did say, even though it was separate but equal, and sorry you're going through that, but yeah, that's what they do right now.
Yep.
Let's go to break and cleanse our palate so we can get the fuck out of here. We'll be right back. And we're back.
We're back.
We are going to pop the culture and cleanse our palate.
Yay. So, a whole bunch of black stars, most of which, if not all of which are long past due, are getting their stars on the Hollywood Walk of Fame in 2025 and 2026. And it's so exciting. Most recently, Glenn Turman got his on July 10th.
Okay.
Glenn Turman, I believe his first major role was in
A Raisin in the Sun, right? Oh, no, wait. That was his Broadway debut in 1959 alongside Sidney Poitier.
Right. I was thinking Cooley High.
Okay.
But he went on to, his most famous role was as Colonel Taylor on the series A Different World.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, right.
Yeah.
I
But
remember that.
he's been kicking ass and taking names, and I'm glad he's getting honored. Nia Long is going to be honored in the motion pictures category.
Mm-hmm. The Isley Brothers.
The Isley Brothers in the recording category.
And the television.
Yeah, for whatever reason.
Courtney B. Vance.
Courtney B. Vance. I love Courtney B. Vance.
Fantasia.
Busta Rhymes in the recording category. I mean, he's also an actor, so it makes sense.
Prince.
Prince posthumously.
Misty Copeland.
The group War.
Mm-hmm.
Misty Copeland.
Bill Duke.
Bill Duke, who I love. Brandy.
Yep.
The Clark sisters, Bone Thugs and Harmony, which is interesting, but okay, sure. Keith David is the reason why this came to mind in the first place, because he's going to be getting his soon. Yeah, it's a whole wide swath of folks.
Yeah, it is.
And I'm just glad to see it. So we were able to watch a bunch of things.
Yes, queer. Yes. Because we had the 4th of July weekend free.
Yes.
We spent it in front of the television.
Yes, watching everything queer
Well, not everything.
that we could find.
We watched I'm Your Venus.
Yes, the Venus Extravaganza documentary.
Recently released.
Yes, on Netflix?
I believe so.
Or HBO? One of them.
But what is interesting was the tie-in, because we were at the Garden State Equality Ball.
Yes.
And funds raised by the folks from Ballroom who were there and performed were going toward the house where
House of Venus.
Venus Extravaganza lived.
Yes.
I'm Your Venus is her story. It's the story of her brothers getting her name changed posthumously.
Yes.
In order to correct her grave marker.
Yes.
And as part of that is raising the funds to continue
Right.
the house that is a monument to our existence, and now
And also getting
a
her
resource center, I believe, or
yes, getting her murder case reopened.
yes,
Yes. It was a really beautiful documentary. It was really interesting to me and touching to me seeing her straight
older brothers.
older brothers, like total like yo-yo Jersey dudes, but talking about Venus and using she and her pronouns and talking about ballroom and the house of extravaganza.
Not things that happened during her life.
Correct.
And they admit it.
Right.
They do.
Yeah, they admit that they didn't necessarily do right by her when she was alive.
Right.
They were actually very surprised to hear from Venus's house siblings that she didn't always have the best feelings toward her family. And they were like acting like, why would she say these things? And it's like, really, dude?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
But
They always seem so surprised when they see themselves reflected in our eyes.
right.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
That was the hard part of that.
Yeah.
Was watching that. I mean, yeah.
but yeah, the apartment where Venus lived is they're trying to make it
Well, it's a house.
yeah,
She had a bedroom in a house.
right. The
so-
house where Venus lived is now
in, I believe, Jersey City.
right
Yeah.
being designated as a historical marker.
And I want to say they're using it as a home, I believe, for
Right.
folks, or a resource center, otherwise a resource for trans folk.
Yes, it's an amazing organization that did this. It's a wonderful documentary,
It is. It is.
and I recommend it.
Yeah, parts of it were hard for me to watch, but
Well, yeah.
it led us to rewatch Paris is Burning.
Yes, which is always a good time.
Yeah, which led us to start rewatching Pose,
Yes.
which we're still doing. We're in season 3 now.
Yes, which I refer to in between bouts of ugly crying as this fucking show.
Yeah,
'Cause-
a lot of crying in Pose.
well, it occurred to me like when we first watched Pose, we were watching it as first run television with everybody else. So we're watching it a week at a time.
Yeah.
So you sit there for an hour and you ugly cry, and then you have 7 days
To regroup.
to regroup. But
Yeah.
binging it, like after 4 episodes, I'm just wrung the fuck out.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Because you're crying because happy tears and sad tears and wistful tears and just tears and tears and tears.
Right.
My God, this fucking show. But it's so good.
Well, and that, it's more important now than ever to revisit.
And it's so cool that we're watching Pose after just having watched Paris is Burning and I'm Your Venus and realizing how much of contemporary queer culture stemmed from not just ballroom, but Paris is Burning specifically.
Sure.
You know, it's just so many catchphrases, and don't get me started on how many of them RuPaul has lifted directly and uses on the show all of the time. So
Interesting part of Pose, which we just kind of got past, was how when Madonna's Vogue came out, they all thought they were finally going to get the recognition they deserved, which didn't really happen.
they got attention for
A minute.
the 5 minutes that people were paying attention, that straight white people were paying attention.
Right.
And then the next big thing happened, and that's where the focus went.
Yeah. Which is kind of like Paris is Burning, where nobody got, did they get paid at all?
Not enough if they did. Well, my whole thing with Paris is Burning, and Jenny Livingston, who did Paris is Burning, she was a consulting producer on Pose, which I found interesting. But
Yeah.
when she was doing the press tours, like the talk show tours for Paris is Burning, she was like I'm thinking of like Donahue. She's sitting there with Paris Dupree and Dorian Corey and these folks, and she's doing all the talking.
Right.
She's talking about them as if they weren't there.
Right. Right.
And nobody asked any of these people questions directly.
Right.
I remember watching that clip and just getting mad. Like, ask Paris. She's right fucking there.
Right fucking there.
Child. And again, yeah.
And knowing the storylines. And then watching Pose where they picked up and added the storylines.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's fun. Like the trunk.
Right. Yeah, I was saying to you, okay, so when Dorian Corey in Paris is Burning is sitting there doing her makeup and everything, off camera and behind her is that fucking trunk.
Yep.
That entire time.
With a body in it.
I'm wondering how she explained the smell when Jenny came in with the
who
camera.
knows?
Child. It is what it is.
Who knows? I'm so glad this, it all exists in the canon.
Oh, yeah. I'm so excited that I have that autographed picture from Paris is Burning, autographed by Dorian Corey, that I snagged at a sidewalk sale one day.
Right.
In the neighborhood. I was like, ooh,
there you go.
Yoink, mine.
Yep. Love it. My Mom Jane.
Yes. This was fabulous.
Oh, my God. Mariska Hargitay's story about her mother and
Jane Mansfield,
her quest
yeah.
to know her mother better, Jane Mansfield.
Yeah, because she was, 3 when she died?
I believe so, yeah. Or, yeah, little. She was little.
Right. So she was saying she
And
didn't
she was
really
in
have
the
any
car.
memories.
She was in the car, yeah. And she has no first-hand memories of her mother.
She was in the car that day?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Oh, shit.
Oh, yeah. The kids survived. And Jane didn't. But she wove such a story, including finding out, her family is not comprised the way she thought it was.
Yeah.
I don't want to give too much away, but the interesting thing to me was that all of these family members honored her all this time in not making the story public until she wanted to.
Right. Yeah.
It's a love story to her mother, who was not, one-dimensional and was a
Right.
complicated human, as everyone is, and her trying to come to a better understanding of her and her great love for her father, Mickey Haggerty,
Yes.
and her deep, abiding respect for him. And, the plot twists I did not see coming.
Right.
But
And you don't often get plot twists in a documentary.
No, but it was handled brilliantly, and
It
it
really
really
was.
was.
It was obviously done with so much love and respect.
Yeah.
Highly recommend.
And I think it was clear also that she's a good person. She really
Yes.
is a good person who is respected in her family and by so many others, and so worth watching.
I agree.
Truly worth watching.
I agree.
We also watched Ironheart.
Yes. So Ironheart, part of me is upset that they released it in 2 chunks. It was 6 episodes, and they released 3 episodes and then 3 episodes. And now the whole thing's done. So I don't have it to look forward to anymore. But I really enjoyed Ironheart, especially considering all the unnecessary hate that it received before it came out, while it was on. Like, it got review bombed because the white fanboys, anything involving anyone black or a woman, they just, so this is a black woman, just can't fucking take it. Ironheart is about Riri Williams, who is a teenage genius, who built her own Iron Man suit in MIT, because she could, is
Right.
what she'll tell you, but really is because her stepfather and her best friend were killed by gun violence, so she wanted to create the suit as a way to aid first responders, because had they gotten there quicker, her friend and her stepfather would still be alive. So that was the real reason. And she was a risk taker. She didn't follow anybody's rules, so she ended up getting kicked out of MIT, and she took the suit with her that she built with the grant money that she got while she was at MIT. And so, of course, the white families were like, she's a criminal. You're building a show around a criminal.
Wow.
Right. And then, you know, she gets caught up in this ragtag group of okay, they were criminals, actually.
So you would recommend?
I would highly recommend. Shea Coulee has a role. She
Wow.
plays a character named Slug, who is a hacker extraordinaire. Anthony Ramos has a role as the Hood. It's a very cool show, and it made white fanboys very angry, which, you know, is a plus.
I see.
Because it's primarily people of color. There's one white character is supporting, but mostly the white folks are the villains. It just worked out that way.
Right.
It's a great show, and I'm looking forward to see how they weave it into the greater MCU again, because the character was introduced in Wakanda Forever, the second Black Panther movie.
Ah.
And so we'll see how it works in the greater scheme of things. But Ironheart was very cool.
I love it. Sinners
Yes, child.
came to whatever the hell we're calling HBO today.
Yeah,
Max?
Yeah, I think it's back to HBO Max now.
Okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one. It's there.
It hit HBO on July 4th.
And we watched it.
And that was like
on
the
July 4th.
first thing. I was like, I want to watch Sinners. I want to watch it. You haven't seen it yet, and I want to see it again.
You watched it in the movie.
Yeah, I went to the movies while you were in class. I was like, I'm going to see Sinners.
Right. And that, I you know.
I love that movie.
And it was a vampire movie.
Yes.
Which I'm okay with vampire movies.
I know, it's like...
You went to see it like you alone, but it doesn't really fit the genre that I do not like horror.
Right.
But I don't. This is not the same thing.
Right. There's an
was
argument
good.
trying to say it's not a horror movie. I'm like, but it is, though.
I don't think it is. I don't know.
I mean,
don't
it
know.
is. It's just not typical. It's not a typical anything movie, I think. Like, it's a unique story.
But I mean, like, I liked True Blood.
Right.
So yeah. Anyway, good movie. No notes.
I love it. And of course,
Well done.
my favorite scene is the scene in the juke joint where he's singing and like all the ancestors and progeny are called forth, and you have
Yes.
all these different genres occupying the same space. Ugh.
Right.
Twice I saw it, twice I cried.
It was well done.
Yes.
It was well done. Worth the time. Really enjoyed it.
And now, if you ask to come into a black person's house, they're going to make you eat garlic first. Black folks are going to be keeping garlic by the door. And if you ask to come in, they're going to make you eat it first. Just know it's coming. Know it's happening. Make peace with it.
It was well done.
Yes.
Really good movie.
Ryan Coogler should direct everything.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. And then the last thing we watched today, quickly, was the Logo Legends Roundtable for Jinx Monsoon. And it was entertaining.
Yeah, I was seeing these clips online of all these wonderful queer figures honoring Jinx Monsoon. I was wondering what that was about. And we saw the whole thing today. It was a cool roundtable of queer entertainers, including Alok and Ben de la Creme, Murray Hill,
A new artist, I forget her name.
Anais, I
Something
think
like
is
that.
her name.
Yeah. Yep.
It's funny because I had shown you a clip of her singing maybe this time.
Yes, and she's got a voice. She's got pipes.
Yes.
For sure.
And I was looking at her Instagram profile, and then I saw a reference to the panel, and I was like, oh shit, that's her.
Got it. And then who sang?
Oh, Plasma. Plasma came on
Well done.
and sang, what song did she sing? Happy Days Are Here Again.
Yeah.
Yeah, Plasma is going to be a Jinx level performer one day.
Yeah, I mean, and Jinx Monsoon, if you take a look at what she's doing, she is, even in this climate and environment, I
Yep.
mean, you know, taking these roles on Broadway and fucking nailing them and making them her own. And she's a huge talent.
Well, I feel like Jinx was going to be a star regardless.
Mm.
She just, like, Drag Race gave her the platform to, like...
Right. And
Yeah.
she has taken it and been smart with it. And
Yeah.
yeah. So it was fun.
And I love how many Drag Race queens have made their way through Broadway now And one could argue Jinx was the beacon.
Hey,
Because so far we got Jinx, we got Peppermint has been on Broadway and I believe nominated for a Tony. Marsha is still currently in Cabaret.
who's in Oh Mary?
That is Cole Escola. Yes. But I do believe Jinx is going to be taking over
I think so.
for Cole
I
in
think
Oh Mary.
that's what I saw. Yeah.
Yeah, Cole does it. Cole wrote and originally performed in it. Titus Burgess has been doing it for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And then Cole came back, and then I think Jinx is going to be next.
All right.
Yes.
Then, representation matters. It's happening even amidst all the Who Struck What.
Right. What I really enjoyed about the round table is seeing all like this collection of queer people who are accomplished, just, you know, like having space together and celebrating one another. And I love it.
It is possible.
Yes. And I love it in our own life. I love when that happens. Like, I love especially feeling that, like, when we're at the governor's mansion, when we're at the equality ball, you know, or the programming that we do, like the spaghetti dinner, for instance. I just love being in either a only queer space or primarily queer space, and we're all like together and we're each who we are, but we're being that together. I just love that. I love that energy.
I do too. And lifting one another up and
Yes.
celebrating one another's successes and holding one another's, you know, when it gets hard. That's what it should be.
Exactly.
And then that's the only kind of collective we've put our energy toward.
Exactly.
Yeah. So,
And that's all we have for pop culture.
yeah, that's all I got.
So I think now would be a good time to do some podcast business.
Let's do that.
If you haven't already, why don't you swing on by Apple Podcasts or Good Pods or wherever you enjoy our show and leave us a review or a rating or hit that subscribe button. 5 stars or more, please. Follow us on social at Full Circle the Pod on Instagram and Threads, at Full Circle the Podcast on TikTok. You can follow Martha at iMarthaMadrigal everywhere. Her writing can be found at IamMarthaMadrigal.wordpress.com. I am at Neverscared everywhere. Or you can just visit our linktree /Full Circle the Pod. If you have a story idea or some gossip or just want to say hi and tell us we're doing a great job, drop us a line at askfullcirclepod@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you. You could also consider supporting Full Circle the Podcast by becoming a patron at our Patreon, patreon.com/FullCircleThePod. Starting at just the $3 a month tier, you get access to all of our episodes ad-free and before everyone else. Then, starting at the $6 a month tier, you get access to our behind-the-scenes and bonus footage, and it only gets better from there. It's fun over at the Patreon. You can also check out our Discord channel, Full Circle the Podcast. Podcast business over.
Okay. That's all I got right now.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. It's July.
It is.
It is July.
Happy anniversary as of tomorrow.
As of tomorrow, tomorrow is July 14th, and that is the 13th anniversary of our first date.
Yes, the OG anniversary.
The OG anniversary.
Our wedding anniversary is in March, but our OG anniversary is in July.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. All right, then. Until next time, I'm your host, Martha Madrigal.
And I'm your host, Charles Tyson Jr.
And you've been listening to Full Circle,
the podcast.
We'll see you next time.
Bye, everyone.
Full Circle is a Never Scared Productions podcast, hosted by Charles Tyson Jr. and Martha Madrigal, produced and edited by Never Scared, executive produced by Charles Tyson Jr. and Martha Madrigal. Our theme and music is by the Jingleberries. All names, pictures, music, audio, and video clips are registered trademarks and/or copyrights of their respective copyright holders.